Sounds good.
All right, everybody. Misty Williams here, founder of Healing Rosie. And I am so excited to have my friend Darius on with me.
Hi.
I've got a few friends here in Austin that, in the health space, we don't overlap a lot. So every now and then our paths cross, and it's so fun to get to collaborate with a colleague. But Darius has, what do you call it, Darius? What do you call You Wealth Revolution? It's a show? We could call it like
Yeah,
an online show. Um,
yeah,
Go
you could
ahead.
call it that. It's an online education community, and we are all about transforming and healing your life
That's
in
awesome.
at all levels.
Yes. So he has had on a lot of friends from the healing space have been on his show, but I have a lot of friends that are in the personal development space and the spirituality space who Darius regularly has come on and teach this amazing thriving community.
Mhm.
And I'm super excited to be participating in his upcoming season of his show and sharing obviously about what we're doing over here with Healing Rosie. But what's really cool is the format that he's set up is designed to help people basically kind of go on this self-discovery journey. He has
Mhm.
so many different topics that he talks about and provides not only these great interviews, but the opportunity for people to go deeper with these speakers, which is really phenomenal. So welcome, Darius. I'm glad you're here.
I'm so excited. I'm honored to be able to share in front of this amazing community. You've been telling me so much about it, how amazing everyone is. And it's just an honor for me to be here and connect. This is my type of beautiful beings here.
Yeah, well, I'm super excited that you're here too. And I really would love for you to kind of give everyone a little bit of a backstory on
Yeah.
this U Wealth revolution that you've created. I know that you've been doing this for years. In fact, y'all, one of my friends in Nashville used to talk about this Darius guy who had a show like
Mhm.
hers. Her name was, or is, she's still with us, Cindy Kubika, and she had a
Mhm.
show called Energized Living Today. And it was so surreal to one day meet Darius and connect the dots randomly, like, oh, I've been actually hearing about your work for a really long time. So I'd love for you just to bring us all up to speed, Darius.
Sure. One of the interesting things about the show is that my idea years ago, and it was about 10 years ago, was to create something where every day people would get to have energetic experience or energetic transformational experience 100% for free. So one of the things we do on the show is actually give people tools right there by listening. So each day you get a tool, you get a new exercise, a new process, a new way of self-discovery. And this is what comes through. And so we've helped more than 5 million people in the last 10 years. We reach something like, first I thought it was 190 countries. And then my web team was like, hey, let's really research this. And it ended up being something like 223 countries. And I was like,
That's
I didn't even know,
crazy.
I didn't even know there were 223 countries. But it all really started from this idea. And I don't know if any of y'all have been here or in this place before in your life, or maybe you're there now. But for me, about 11 years ago, I was in a marriage that wasn't working out. I was working as an attorney. I was teaching different things in that area. And I was just absolutely like hitting a point in the life that I created where I was completely unhappy. I wasn't energized. I wasn't feeling good. I didn't know who I was, what I was, and nothing I was doing was working out. Everything was literally just a struggle for me. I was working harder and harder, getting less and less results, and I wasn't really inspired. And I used to do something that for me was like an escape. And a lot of you may have that. I don't know if you have an escape activity that you like to do. Maybe it's you may eat a lot more than you want at times, or you may do things that aren't in your best interest that you just know don't serve you. For me, it was off-road motorcycle racing. And I would go out and I would spend weekends doing this. And I found that I was trying to escape more and more. There's nothing wrong with that. But for me, I would go and go and go. And I kept pushing myself, going faster and faster. And one Friday, I was really having challenges in every area of my life. And I was really trying to figure things out. And I was like, I'm just gonna ride this motorcycle to the extreme. And I ended up coming around this corner, and there was this blade of this area with all these like high grass. And I just kept pushing the bike, pushing everything. really trying to drown out that noise that was in my head, because that's really what it was. That activity, that escape was, how do I drown out this feeling like something just isn't correct in my life? And I was going about 50 miles an hour, and I hit this patch of high grass. Didn't know what was there. There was a rut. Probably somehow I realized, I was going to do something, that wasn't the best thing for me. And I'm not sure why I did it, but it was an unconscious thing. I hit this patch of grass, hit this rut. I went over the handlebars at about 50 miles an hour. And as I was going over, it's like I had that slow motion thing where I'm just like, oh gosh, this is not going to be good. I had a helmet on, but as I went over, it was like a surreal experience. I could see my parents like wondering what happened, why I died, what went wrong. I saw that little boy way back in 1980 at Camp Champions, alone on the soccer field while everyone else is playing the games, and I'm out sort of walking around daydreaming. And I saw all these areas where something just wasn't aligned. And then it was like crack. I went down, I hit the ground, my arm broke in half, this arm, and the bike lands on top of me, and I'm just laying there, and it's compressing on my chest. It's a 270-pound motorcycle, and I'm just feeling this like life force just drain out of me. I'm wanting to die. And as I'm laying there, it was the weirdest thing that happened. I mean, my arm is broken. I kind of started to feel the pain, but I saw this bird on this tree. It was literally like a red bird on an oak tree. And I'm looking at this bird, and it looks at me. This is all happening really fast. And then all of a sudden the bird flies away, and I see just like this weird kind of crystal looking geometry sort of floating in the sky. I can't even really describe it if you don't know what I'm talking about, but it was kind of like there was just this like sort of vision of things floating, and it was this perfect sacred geometry, this perfect series of shapes that all fit in perfectly. And when I saw that, it was like in that moment, for the first time in my life, I was like, wait a minute, I'm not broken. Like something changed, right? And so in that moment, I started to feel like, okay, I'm going to be okay. And I remember the words in my head was like, I'm going to be okay. And so like I get up, I managed to somehow get up, which is very difficult with a broken arm and the bike on top of me. I got everything
Right.
off of me, right? And so I end up going to St. David's. I go to the hospital and all that. But what was amazing was that after that moment, I started to see everything differently. And I've had psychics tell me that I popped through a veil, something changed, something just happened in that moment. And so from that point, and that was about 11 years ago, my life totally started changing. And I thought, why is it that I had to go through all of that suffering just to figure out that I was okay, that I wasn't broken, and that it was really about aligning my life to what I always had been, rather than all the voices of, the parents or the teachers or the kids. And like all of that was creating all of this discord in my body, in my life. And ultimately it was like I was trying to leave the earth. And so You Wealth Revolution was really born from that experience to help people all over the world to realize you're not broken. You don't need fixing. You are whole, perfect, and complete. And let's show you every day other people who have discovered that, and how we're doing it through energetic medicine, and how we're realizing, that one unresolved issue in our body, or one unresolved trauma when we're children or whatever, holding on in our energy field or even like in our body, can affect our health, can affect our well-being, can affect who we are, and ultimately how far we go in life and how fulfilled we are.
Yeah. Well, I'm really struck as I'm listening to you talk. I'm thinking about where I was 11 years ago, and it was a couple of years before my health journey started. My health journey started in 2011, and the interesting hallmark of my health journey, it's like there's been two parallel tracks. I've had obviously the physical healing track, really
Yep.
the science, understanding what's going on in the body. How do I actually get a handle on what's happening? How do I turn the tide, so to speak? But then there's been this other track for me that's been equally important to my healing. And that is, who is the person that's created this life that is so stressed out and so depleted that all of these disease states are presenting? Like what in me has made the decision to create a life that is characterized by an enormous amount of stress, even though I found a lot of meaning in it, even though I found a lot of purpose in the stress. A lot of times it was still unbelievably stressful. And a big learning, and I've talked about it in our community a lot, is that I've had to confront is this tendency that I have to be an overgiver and to prioritize my role as a giver in every relationship in my life, and to be blind to my own needs, to not acknowledge and see myself and what I need. And as I have engaged with that deeply transformational journey of learning, first of all, to see myself and then make decisions to give me what I need and believe that I am worthy, the change in my life has been so profound. And of course, it's affected my physical healing, but in a deeper, more meaningful way, it's affected the quality of my entire life. And I really believe passionately, for everyone in the Healing Rosie community, I want you to find places where you can go engage with people like Darius and his experts and look at the energetic side of life and the way you're living your life and the choices that you're making every day, and get tools and resources to help you recreate this life so that you have what you need and you're supported and you're not going on this journey alone, and you're not living a life frustrated, feeling like this life was put upon you, instead of feeling the power that comes from being the creator of your own life.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
I know this is something that you guys are really committed to, and I would love for you just to tell us, Darius, a little bit about
Yeah.
this upcoming season of You Wealth Revolution. Tell us what to expect. Who are you going to have on? And you guys, we have links for you to go sign up and be able to participate with Darius and all of his experts for free this season.
I'm super excited. One of the things that I want to share real quick about what you said that is one of the most mind-blowing things that probably I've ever discovered, is that we can store and hold certain energetic imbalances. Because what you described is essentially something that you were feeling, but behind that, if we go behind that feeling, there's sort of an energetic imbalance. There's an energy there that's been at play in your life up to that point of the healing for a while. And maybe it started as a child, maybe it started in some situation where there was a perception, there was something that didn't feel right. You took it in as, one particular meaning, and that sort of imprint stayed. And what's really interesting is we can not only hold that energy in our body, we can also hold it around our body in something called our biofield. So we have a field of energy, which is kind of like when you think about like the auric field. The biofield is actually even more expansive than the auric field. The biofield is around our body. So that energy that you are feeling and perceiving, people could also feel and perceive in you, albeit unconscious as you would come into contact with them, but they could feel that imbalance there. And that can also affect how people were responding to you, or how people were perceiving your own energy. Is it at that point up to that healing? Was it complete? Was it balanced? Was it self-assured? Maybe not as much as it is now, obviously, because you've gone through that. But for a lot of people here, we're putting out certain energies because of where we're at. And that's also affecting how we interface with the world and with people and in our relationships. That can further what we're feeling. So if we feel like the world is against us, or things aren't working out, it's causing us chronic stress, it's causing us pain in our body, or a lack of ability to physically heal because we're having so much pain, we can put that out and even have more of that experience show up in the people and in the experiences that we have. So, that's some of the stuff that it blows my mind. But this season is all about transforming your life now. And it's using the latest tools and techniques in 2020. And because we're using energetic tools, a lot of this stuff is really fast. I mean, it's instantaneous change for a lot of people. We have people on our daily calls because our big love mission to the world is to just get this out to people everywhere. So when guests come on, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to have to do it. You're going to have to share one of your best processes to help align people into the life they want to live. So our listeners in our community get all of these free processes. They also get to ask questions every day. So we have live help on the line. There's energy healers. There's people that are energy medicine practitioners. There are people that understand quantum energy and transformation. We have different health practitioners. We have all sorts of people really getting into this next frontier that we call energetic medicine and how to realign that. And one of the things we're doing on our page for our event is we've actually put together a free gift called the New Life and Quantum Abundance Kit. And one of the biggest things that we get from people today is, I don't really feel like I am abundant. I don't feel like I am really grateful for everything. I feel like I'm missing something. This New Life and Quantum Abundance Kit is something that uses a very, very cool thing. We put together a 963 hertz frequency, which actually begins to realign all of your energy centers, because we have energy centers in our body. When they're out of alignment, we can have physical situations that don't feel right in our body, or things that happen. We can also have a lack of total flow of our energy. So we want everything open. So in 57 seconds, I do the process. We begin to actually double the power of your energy field, and also clear out and help release some of the stuff that could be holding you back. So that's one gift. Then we've got a bunch of other gifts. We've got Jared Hewitt, who's going to be on. He is an energy healer. He's got a special gift for everybody that you're going to get free for signing up. We've got Lynn Waldrop. She is a medical intuitive. She actually has the ability to do dives into your body energetically, and actually communicate with your body field to see what is going on, what may be out of balance energetically. And she's got a gift, which is an immune system booster, which a lot of people are talking about these days with so many things going on in the world. And we have a bunch more stuff. All of that is free. The calls are all free. So it's just going to be a huge blockbuster. I expect it to be the biggest season we've ever had. And it's going to be quite amazing.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I'm super excited to join the party and to share this awesome resource with everyone in the Healing Rosie community. And, I really hope that for those of you who are resonating with what Darius and I are sharing today, you would go sign up and avail yourself to this amazing resource. It's not often that we have the opportunity to take a deep dive into a curated pool, and really get some exposure to ideas or perspectives, tools and strategies that we may not come across in our everyday life. So this is awesome. I'm excited to participate and play a part with you this season. And everyone, I hope you'll jump on in with us, join us, and mark your calendars. This is going to be awesome.
Yeah. And I got a question for everybody. If you want to share on the community, or just, I want to ask you the question: do you believe that energy plays a role in your life, be it energy that you may want to resolve or shift in your body or around you? Does energy play a role in your life? And I'd like to see the answer. So I'll be looking later on tonight to see what everyone's perception is on that.
Awesome. All right, y'all. Does energy play a role in your life? I'll make sure we update our little Facebook status here and ask everyone to participate with us and answer this question. So thank you so much, Darius.
Oh, thank you. And thanks for curating this amazing community. I look forward to all of the healings people are going to have from the show, and also the realignment, because at some level, you know what, this is one thing I want to say, is that at our soul level, at our highest level, from what we are, what we came here to do, none of us is broken, right? It's just realigning where we are right here on this planet to what we always have been all along. And that realignment, we can call a healing. It may be a healing, but really it's just a reconnection to your divine self. And that's what happened to me. That may be the essence of every single healing. And a lot of healers will say, I don't do the healing. It's source that does the healing. It's that reconnection to what you've always been. So I look forward to seeing that in a lot of people this season as well.
All right. We'll see you guys there. Have a good one, everybody.
Okay. Bye, guys and girls. Thanks.